Alrighty, welcome everybody to the podcast. I hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. We've got a little standoff happening here. Shoot, 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 shoot.
Oh, whoops, was I supposed to miss? Sorry. Not sorry.
What happened to aiming a foot to the left?
Oh, yeah.
Fucking hell. Definitely the way you want to kick off a Sunday morning or a Saturday afternoon, depending on where you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to the podcast, people. Hope you're having an absolutely lovely day. We are kicking it off with a couple of absolute legends. First of all, on my left, the gun-wielding maniac himself, Mr. Undead Gamer. Hello, good sir.
Howdy, howdy, hey, how are you?
Good, good, good. How's the gaming going? How's work? How's life?
It's been going all right. I've been gaming less. I'm getting ready to move.
Oh, so
I'm
you
gonna
gotta
hop on for the podcast.
you gotta pack everything up and stuff it all away and then set it all up.
Yeah, but I'm moving a bit later. It's been mainly helping my parents get ready. So
Oh, nice. Very, very nice. And to my right, the TPP thug, Mr. Q. How are you, good sir?
Yeah, good. It's a lovely Sunday at church as usual.
100%. I would say how your gaming goes, but I might send off the rocket already, so I just want to keep that on cap for the later on rant. How's life? How's the weather over in NZ?
Yeah, it's good. Cold. Fucking cold.
Yeah, definitely a little cold these days. Not as warm as it's supposed to be in spring. We'd like to welcome everybody into the chat. Mr. Reno Junes, Lady Ponce, who is currently hosting a event at SDRP's, the Second Dawn. So you can get over to Lady Ponce once the podcast is finished. I'm not sure if she's broadcasting it. Hopefully she does. I want to have a watch. Big event over there, so being part of the staff, she has to commit to the higher power and put TPP on the back burner. But we
How
appreciate
terrible
you.
we don't come first.
That's it.
who does she think she is?
That's
We've
it.
been here how long?
That's it. You know, SDRP's probably been around a little bit longer than the podcast, but that doesn't matter. But we miss the Lady Ponce, and of course, Mr. Brandon is currently sorting life out. I think he's got a job working with the city that he has to fulfill. So we might lose Mr. Brandon due to life, but that's the way it is. I guess come and go, and we are all volunteers here, so real life comes first. That's just the way it is.
Well, I mean, some of us are volunteers, some of us are forced to be here every week and we're not allowed to leave.
Hey,
Sad.
you're a fucking prisoner.
There's
You
a
shut the
gun
fuck
held
up.
to my head.
And you're captain as well, so neither of us can go.
It's the Peasent Podcast. We're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Server owners and coders, content creators and streamers, showing off the community with all their features. Issues with updates, someone's mistake, new things they added, angry players it makes. Get in chat, voice your opinion, you're the community, we wanna listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP, putting out the word about the DayZ community. The greedy peasant, the host of the show, with over 12,000 hours, DayZ is all he knows. Let's introduce the panel, it bring the show to life. From the community, they'll get me in strife. Chat moderator, queen It's the Peasent Podcast. We're having a blast with the DayZ community, so take a seat real fast. Get in chat, voice your opinion. You're the community, we want to listen. It's the Peasants Podcast, TPP. Putting out the word about the DayZ community.
First of all, we're going to dive into some of the events that's kicking off in the place. I don't have much on the event calendar today. Apart from One Life still on their White Week and the Zone. The Zone has decided to release all their files to the TGP Discord. So for any of the owners out there or any of the people looking for some anything from a small little event to large builds, you can always go across there and jump into Spaz's little file deposit there and get in and grab some files, refresh your server. It's got hundreds and hundreds of builds and little events and little add-ons to your server. So yeah, definitely get out there. The only server event we know of is SDRP's rolling a event. So you can get out there if you're part of SDRP. Big shout out to them, absolute legends. But yeah, not much going on in the hood. Plenty of things going on in the DayZ world. Over the last week, we had a dev stream where they released some of the new stuff coming out, or potentially new stuff coming out in 1.29, 1.30. The experimental was set to and announced that it was not all to go into the next update, but more of a field test on how changes could affect the game, and they want you to get out there and have a go and have a play. Has anyone been on experimental? I haven't been yet.
Well, you'll enjoy the ride. I tell you, it's so different.
Mr. Q jumped in with Yachty earlier in the week. Had a little investigate. I think it was last night. Dived in and had a squiz. I'm yet to dive in. I'm going to dive in after the show and have a real good look through. What can we expect, Mr. Q? Doesn't sound good.
Nah, that doesn't. Their changes to the loot economy is definitely something to. Yes, it's something.
It's something. Yeah, apparently mismatches of items in different locations. No longer going with the category style that they used to.
It feels good. It does feel like hardcore, a lot more hardcore than it used to, but just a lot of placements of where loot is a bit off. I dare say you'll all find out.
Yeah, that's going to be... and it all got freshly wiped, didn't it? So everyone's fresh as a daisy running around on the coast.
Well, I heard that the loot economy's changing only on experimental for now, and that the actual update for it will be like 1.30.
Yeah,
well, that is one good thing, is they're not going to bring the loot changes over to official, because if I think they did, I don't know how much of a game they'd have left.
It's that bad, is it? Fuck.
It sounds like it's just a test for it, though. They're just trying to figure out what they're doing with it before bringing it over, which is going to be 1.30. But that also means they might be adding something in 1.30 to help balance it out.
Yeah, I think it definitely feels like they're trying to play with where loot spawns and how it spawns to make it feel a bit hardcore, but the way they've done it, it's just sent, like, for example, you won't find nothing in houses. There's absolutely no loot unless it's been dropped by someone. You'll find all the loot for houses that you want in long barns and barns, though.
So they must have a tagging issue. Must be a
That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, once again,
Well,
you
I don't
splice
know.
a bit of code into it and expect the rest to work.
Well, yet again, it comes down for me to, do they not test the servers? Because watching Marx's video that he released yesterday, showing a run around on PC, things were spawning in houses and spawning kind of like they should, albeit a lot more rarer and hardcore. But for the case on Xbox, that's not how it's spawning. So again, it's like, so you've tested PC and you know that PC is running well with the loot economy, but you obviously didn't go for a decent run through on Xbox to see. Otherwise, there's no way you'd release it to experimental the way it is.
Yeah. And it is funny that they do that. They splice it onto the PC code, but yeah, the old experimental on Xbox. So, do you know what they're trying to test? What are they trying to change? Because I couldn't find any. Can you go and look at this and give us some feedback?
Well, from what Marx was saying is they're trying to make things a lot more rarer, so it's a bit more hardcore. The main thing that they're talking about is they're trying to move a lot of the shotguns and long rifles and stuff away from the coast, so you're not instantly running in, finding big guns and having freshy fuckery all over the coast. You have to go inland to find the better stuff.
Yeah.
And it is definitely like that, but it's more of a, you can't find fuck all on the coast.
Yeah, there's nothing on the coast. They completely removed Tier 1. That's it's interesting you put it like that, going back to day one style loot.
Yeah, well, I didn't find a new pair of shoes until I got to Corker.
Oh, fuck.
Jeez.
It's a long way.
And that, I mean, your athletics boots will probably last that long, but yeah, it's definitely a different rundown. It's good that they're taking the easiness out of it, but that's a fucking good thing.
Was that? Don't get me wrong. I enjoyed it. I actually had a good run. It felt different.
Yep.
It felt like I was playing a hardcore server. Apart from the fact of when you did find loot, you found a lot in one building.
Oh,
for example, you know the long.
Yeah,
you know the long barns that have got like the metal rail stalls?
Yeah.
Every single one of those little stalls have stuff in them on both sides. But it's all stuff like clothing items.
Shit. Okay. Wow. Okay, so yeah, they really played with numbers and how generates, and because what they usually do, each asset is delegated like X amount of points of loot spawning in, whether it be on cupboards or containers or stuff like that, and then the game says, all right, you got 7 points. All right, we're going to spawn 3 sets of loot in this particular, what do you call it, so it rotates, or 1 or 2. So what they've done is, it sounds like they've just maxed out some of the buildings when it comes to the spots that they can actually populate.
Well, what I think's happened is on that same way they do it, they've removed a lot of those tags from housing, trying to make the loot spawn less in housing. But of course, there has to be so many parts of clothing that spawn over the map, and because it's like designated to like Long Barn, for example, instead of it spawning in the housings all throughout, say, Starry Sabor, it's all spawning in the Long Barn. So the Long Barns are just jam-packed full because it's trying to spawn that right amount of clothing for the server.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
No, well, when it comes down to it, like some of the pants and the jackets, and especially the ones that have the multitudes of colors, they spawn in 20 each on the map, over the whole map. So when you're talking, 6 colors, 120 varieties of, capri pants or mini cut pants, or, t-shirts are the same. There's a lot of items like that. So do you think it may need just a couple of days or a week to filter through because they just did the wipe, or just they've just completely fucked it?
Well, that could be it, but as I say, I think the loot spawning is random as fuck. It's like I was saying earlier, deer stands are spawning Converse shoes.
Yeah.
Like, they're supposed to spawn hunting gear.
Yeah, that's
Like,
right.
the hunting shop spawning in fucking suit jackets and capri pants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is weird. It's definitely weird.
They've definitely done a jumble with the tags. That's the only way you can do that is loot that's allocated to certain buildings gets that certain tag, and that's how it spawns in there. So, wow, they've definitely done some change ups.
Yeah, the best way I could describe it is playing experimental last night. It was like playing a community server where the owner didn't really know how to code properly, and you start getting shit spawned in random places.
Or what I used to find, an owner who would get all inspired and like, right, we're going to change the way it all done. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious. Did you find any new items?
Only one item, which surprised me, which was the heavy jacket and the military sweater I found in Tizzy. The heavy padded jacket, which is kind of cool looking. Disappointed that I couldn't find my trench coat, but I think that's just Sakal only. We ain't going to see that till the update.
Nope, there's a few items that are Sakal only. They did mention that. I'm going to dive into the new items now, actually.
Hell yeah.
Let's just kick this down. Right, so believe was this the jacket you were talking about? Is that the one? Military sweater? No, that's not it. There's a fucking.
No, that's I found that one in Tizzy, but that was the only place I could find it.
This jacket I like. It's very military style, that with the pads on the shoulders, the elbows, that sort of style. I do like the design of the clothing that's coming out. It's a shame they didn't give us out the descriptions with it, but I think it was Davy Crockett. Sure I had it. Oh, that one there. That's the one you got.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. Like a gulag jacket, they said. Here's the peasant stylishly modelling it, by the way. I don't know why I got the model, but yes. Gotta have those fashion items. But not a bad looking jacket. Once again, built for the winter rather than built for a generalization. Let's see if we can just get them all going. So I don't have to. Can I skip through? No, I can't skip through. This is why you make a PowerPoint presentation, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you do this. But the new bag, the long haul bag, 64 slot.
Yeah, I like it. So am I right to say that it's the same size as the turtle shell, right?
Yeah.
It's the same size as the combat bag, yeah, which is weird because visually it's much larger.
Yeah, but
at least from what I've seen, it looks much larger visually.
Yeah, well, you can't see over the back.
I feel like that's how you get shot. Yeah, you just try to prone somewhere and somebody's going to shoot you.
I think this backpack will allow, like, either an extra gun or multiple tools.
Oh, I would love to get that fucking small arm slot. I would love that.
Yeah.
Like to be able to stick a cheeky sawn off, double barrel in it, or
cheeky sawn off SMG.
Yeah, just strapped to the bottom of it. But that's where I think this long haul bag's going to come into play. Ice Cream Games. Hello, good sir. How are you? Welcome, welcome. We'll just put this, slide it over the side.
I mean, it's nice to have another really big bag that isn't just that big, bulky, round bag, you know?
Yeah, but it'll still be, it's like a cross between the Atlas bag and the, combat backpack. But yeah, I do think it's going to have a few extra slots on it, or maybe the ability to put a knife, a gun, a tool, a couple of attachments to it, and I think that'll be I think that's going to be cool. Depending on where they put it too. What about this? Yes, the headdresses coming into the game. The bear headdress, the wolf headdress. I was very impressed by these. Fuck, I was excited.
It was about time that they brought the bear headdress in. They so needed to after bringing in the wolf one.
And you got no headshots, otherwise you ruined it.
Yeah.
The fox hat. Here it is here.
Yeah, we're getting a fox pelt hat that we can make with the fox pelt and a leather sewing kit.
See, we
can all play Davy Crockett.
You know what? That's what I said to the Queen as soon as I fucking seen it. I said, I'm going to go shoot a bear with my fox cap out and have the Davy Crockett fucking song going
get
off.
Get yourself rocking the double barrel.
Yeah, just unloading on a bear.
Ice Cream, the update is live for experimental, but it's not actually out yet.
Yeah, not. And a lot of this is testing for future updates rather than on the actual update. Or the next update, should I say.
Yeah, that's what I heard about the loot economy, at least, is that they're prepping it for 1.3.
Yep, that's it. And here we are, once again, the peasant modeling the, the hat.
Look at that, God.
Fucking got his little fucking head torch tucked underneath. It's even hugging under the ears too, which is good. No hairline, so it's good to see them.
What I am disappointed about it is the tail goes straight down your back, not over your shoulder. I think that would have looked fucking cool if it was hanging over your shoulder.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we've got the silver fox going now. The silver fox. Good old peasant. The trench coat.
You look like Michael Cera with it on. The front looks like Michael Cera's haircut, like from Scott Pilgrim or something.
Now that is going to be one of my most favourite jackets, man. It is so good looking.
Trench coat. Extremely excited about this one. Frothed, very heavily frothing at the stream when they dropped this one.
Yeah, I've seen Windstride's clothing packs and so many PC games, when people have put them in. It's so nice to finally start getting them in. Thank God they hired Windstride.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm hyped for that pilot jacket.
Anything in there?
Really?
Welcome.
I'm a sucker for the more tactical looks.
The pilot jackets. Let's have a little dive into the pilot jacket, actually.
Yeah. I hear it's got a few variants, but I haven't seen too much.
So I think this is one. So
yeah, that's
pilot jackets. I mean, we've had pilot helmets in the actual game for quite a while, but does this mean a Badlands aerial edition? We know they like to lay breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
So it is nice. I do like it. The second variation is here. This is the second variation. Just a darker colour.
Ooh.
Yeah, little 20 slot or
That's
two,
nice.
which was good. It was good to see the slot come up. So
Oh,
not bad on the
that's a
slots.
shame.
Mr. Teabag in the house. Hello, good sir. Good. Heard you guys are going to check out the server I help run. What server do you help run? We check out quite a lot of servers. Maybe Ashgate. Ashgate we got coming up later on. And of course, we're going to have a new flag in there. Sakal getting its representation. Very basic on it, but, you know, most of their flags are drawn by
surprised.
5-year-olds.
I'm surprised they took so long to bring the flag out, to be honest. I thought they would have brought that out with the release of Sakal.
Yeah. Yeah, they did do a few funny things when it comes to how they release stuff. Maybe they got, maybe they had a different flag in the works and then had to remake this one because they thought, oh shit, we better send the snow map out rather than the desert map.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Here's the bear and trench coat outfit with the bag. So loving the headdresses. Definitely see that the bear will now be a badge of honor in wearing it due to you have to kill it without headshotting it. Which is quite hard. Quite fucking hard. And the boots.
Yeah, Dave Top.
Hey?
Oh, the military ones, yeah. I don't know if I like those, to be honest. They kind of look, yeah.
A little squarish.
And again, it's one of those things. Well, it's one of those things that are going to be Sakal only. And you know my gripe with the devs bringing out stuff that's just for Sakal. It does my fucking head in.
But yeah, some of the new items kicking off. I'm the coder for the server that's called Roleplayers Oasis. Oh, actually, I heard the Roleplayers Oasis was back. Is it under the same brand or is it is it a newer server? Is it Screwless's Roleplayers Oasis? That's pretty cool. The joys of being a coder. You bang your head against the wall. No, new server. Oh, very nice. Oh, we'll have to get you to dive into the show one day and have a little chat.
Yes, Sakal RP, I believe.
Sakal RP. Damn. But alright, that's the some of the new items on the chopping block. Ready to come in.
Oh, hey.
What?
So we haven't got the fur boots?
I didn't see the fur boots. Fuck.
Fur boots. Which I hope will be craftable, but I don't know.
So what, made of fur or like the military ones?
Well, the pictures show them. I think there's two variants of them, and they're actually made of fur, yeah. I don't know if they're made from a pelt or whether they're just a boot that you can find. Should go great with the Davy Crocker hat.
No, nice. So you get matching boots and hat. Ooh, I wonder if they're bear pelt. They get bear boots. That means maybe a bear ghillie will eventually come.
Oh, we so need a bear ghillie.
Fuck oath. I want to run around as a giant bear.
I'd rock a bear cloak.
Fuck that, just run around as the bear. Bear shoes, bear fucking ghillie, bear head, done. Wow.
Hey, at least then
run out of the
like
woods yelling at somebody.
Just growling.
Yeah. Hey, what are you doing? Who are you? Get out of my woods.
That's it. Start singing fucking Humphrey B. Bear. I don't think you guys have Humphrey B. Bear. That's just a bear running around.
Cosplay as Smokey.
Yeah, see, or the big blue bear. I think you guys know in the US.
No, we have Smokey, the bear, to prevent like forest fires, but I don't know any others
Oh, yeah.
that immediately come to mind.
Actually, no, it's Bear in the Big Blue House, not the Big Blue Bear. But yeah, Humphrey BB's is just scoot round shirtless in a pair of overalls, dancing and singing for kids. It's not strange at all back in the 90s, is it?
That's Smokey.
Yeah,
Smokey wears overalls and a ranger cap.
Yeah,
Only you can prevent forest fires.
That's the same thing. Yeah, see Bear in a Big Blue House. So yeah, that'd be cool.
See, all I know is Yogi and Boo Boo.
Go steal a Hey, Boo Boo, we can steal a picnic basket.
I know, like Kenai from Brother Bear.
If they're gonna put in a bear gilly, they're gonna put in picnic basket so it can fulfill the prophecy. No. Humphrey had a waistcoat and he had pants on. Fat Cat had no pants. That's a totally different story. I did see someone said there was a new gun in the update. Also, have you seen they're going to add a new gun as well? Anyone know about the new gun? Anything?
So,
no.
What I could tell is it might have just been due to new gun sounds, too.
That's what I think.
Not everyone being familiar with the sounds of rifles being changed. So, and from what I saw in the stream, like they popped off a few rounds and the devs were just like, oh, okay. Like it didn't seem new. And Wobo hasn't touched base on it, so I don't know at all.
In one of the videos, he does a little bit of the new gun sounds and a few of the changes. But no, I don't know about a new gun. All the gun sounds will change. If you've got recordings of the old guns, keep them, because every single gun will change. Everything's getting an update. Everything's getting a fluff up. Everything's getting a wash up and at least something new added to it. Not sure it's a new gun or not, but if it's a new gun, it's going to be the new semi-automatic rifle AR. Yeah, new gun sounds, I believe.
I think it was a new gun sound.
Yeah.
I mean, they do sound really good.
Yeah, I do like it.
M16 last night, and that sounded sounds good.
What about you said the pistols sound like they're suppressed, or?
Manlier.
Yeah,
no, they don't sound suppressed.
Nah, they do. I had a Glock, and I was firing unsuppressed at zombies. Took the suppressor off, and I was like, huh? It doesn't really sound very much different. It still sounds extremely quiet. Weird.
Yeah, that's a snap.
I don't know. I haven't actually gotten to test anything. I'm going off of what I've been looking at from others.
Yeah, I like how you said the sounds sounded more manlier. That's a very straight.
Well, that's how I put it. Okay, you got to remember, I actually shoot guns.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, true. You actually have a reference to what ARs and fucking rifles and handguns sound like. Yeah,
I have a reference to that bang.
Yeah,
and some of them sound good with their current gun sounds, and then sometimes when they add the new sounds, like the SKS and the change to snipers, I loved it because when you fire a rifle of like a 7.62 caliber or 308, it does ring. Like you can hear it hit the hills, and it's like that's what I'm loving about the new rifle sounds in general. And on top of it, with the new rifle sounds that they're adding in the like the new AR sound, a lot of it does sound, especially that fucking M4, sounds a lot like its IRL counterpart. So
yeah, that's
I can't help but
I suppose that
feel
also
a little
helps.
excited for it.
Yeah, that helps with adding the immersion into for people who do actually own and operate and have guns on the availability Unlike it is in Australia. Australia
For the Americans.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the Americans.
No, but it's not even Americans. Even some of the European, Middle Eastern. There's a lot of other countries out there that, a
lot of other countries have easy access
to firearms and stuff like that. It's Australia. We threw arms down. 1989 when the massacre went through, and they still do gun amnesties. I'm sure there's a lot of guns buried in PVC pipes out in the bush somewhere, just in case. But we won't dive into the gun violence. But it's good to see that they're bringing the sounds into alignment to the real sounding of a gun, rather than you got your Call of Duties and stuff like that, which they may sound similar.
I'll go out for a range day, and I'll grab
record
as many guns that I have in it that are like similar to DayZ guns, and I'll give a side by side of just the sound of the real rifle or real shotgun versus the in-game one.
Fuck, that'd be cool as. What, you can't just load it up now in your room and fucking fire a few shots off for us in the mic?
No, I can't. I mean, technically, if I set up a backdrop in my field, I could, but I only really have my shotgun available.
Just pop a few fucking rounds out the window to be fine.
There's gonna be that one poor pedestrian. Whoops! Whoop!
Oh, fucking crack.
Fuck.
But yeah, we're going to venture into the experimental 1.29 or experimental update after the show. Have a dive, see if we can get hands-on with some of these items, seeing what we can find. I'm excited, actually. It's good to see that they're moving back into that hardcore look at the game. DayZ was always renowned for being hard, and especially in the early days about survival, and they sort of brought it to that PvP heightened experience, and then now they're bringing it back to hardcore. So, in my opinion, go for it. Destroy experimental, but make sure when it goes in, it's heavily tested. We don't need to lose any more players.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I was finding with not having guns on the coast, there was a lot less fuckery around the coast. But it also, one thing that I was thinking about as I was getting up further in the map, was I still didn't have anything that I could take down an animal with. So hunting was going to be very fucking difficult when all you've got is a pistol. So it's bringing back to that same problem that Sakal has, where if you want to survive, you got to go out and fish or eat fruit.
Shit.
So now you can't just jump from the coast and go straight hunting in the hills, because you're not going to find the rifles to do that.
Yeah, okay. So this is why they say they're going to change up your looting runs and things like that. So it's just going to be basically a push off the coast straight up like we used to. Because I used to always have to, I'd get a Cherno spawn before I even knew what I Survive was.
It's just time to fucking go.
Yeah, and straight up to Zelengor, 45 minutes up the line. Get there starving and fucking...
So there's a tier 2 section just off the side of Belota. So I reckon Cherno spawns might be a bit more favored. Cherno and Svet, actually. That very southern and very northern part might be.
It's always a good run on the south coast. Always lead out from Cherno through Berenzine, through Belota, right out to west Evac.
Zell.
Yeah, and then straight through the guts. By that time, you got enough stuff to get, hunt, pull up for a fire. Then you run.
But now you're not gonna have that stuff.
No, this was before. This is what I used. That was my run when I did on preview.
Yeah, no, that's my run as well. My run is either Cherno straight to Belota then Zell, or I fiend for that Electro spawn and I take Cometa up to Steroy.
Yeah, see this.
Yeah, I was
gonna say,
I've been enjoying
what was
the
your
run
run yesterday?
Soul lately. Yeah, so we went from Seoul straight up. Was it Dolina, Playana, then up to Gorka way?
Yeah, see, that's a nice
Then
little
Gorka
run
to
too.
Starry.
There's a couple of nice little POIs. There's the police station in Dolina. There's a couple of convoys on the way. Yeah, so it's all about loot runs now.
Let's
change your lines up.
Yep.
Well, even if I get Steroy, I hit Dolina, Convoy spawn.
Yeah.
Not Steroy, Soul. I take
Dolina
that to Steroy.
That Convoy was where I found my first gun, which is the M16.
Oh,
I didn't find a mag for that until I was at Tents in Northwest. And then I found one mag. That was it.
Okay.
But mags are so hard to find.
No, that's I don't mind that.
That's good though. I don't.
Yeah, you've got the
I
precious
like
thing.
Good.
You've got the.
I do
you've got
like
the,
the idea.
Yeah, go.
Oh, I was waiting on you.
No.
I do like the idea of bullets being precious, right?
Yeah.
Like, I don't get me wrong. I enjoy shooting up a fucking town of zombies, but at the same time, I would appreciate a bit more hesitancy to be like, I don't know if I should kill this guy. This.
Yeah, I got 2 shots in my sniper rifle. If I miss, I'm in big trouble.
I got like a handful of rounds. If I fail to kill this guy and then the horde comes in, it's not going to be pretty, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, T-Bag, I touched on that earlier. It sounds like they're changing the loot economy in 1.3, not 1.29, but they have it on experimental now for test and feedback.
Yeah.
Which is, I don't mind them doing that as long as they listen to the feedback and then test it before they release it. That's got to be the biggest things.
Maybe Q should write an email since he's already been.
No, he keeps
don't
running
worry.
out of characters.
That feedback tracker got a whole lot of abuse last night. Don't you worry about that.
His feedback trackers banned him.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, the old DayZ gear grind on official had disappeared since 1.10, so good idea to try and change it up. I definitely 100% agree. 100% agree. And I'm looking forward to diving in after the show and having a squiz.
I did read something that made a lot of sense yesterday on Marx's video. One of the comments I was skimming through, and someone brought up a good point about dupers. So on experimental, with the loot being so rare and that, it's going to make fighting dupers so fucking hard now.
Bullshit.
But it would also make it so much more rewarding.
Nah, I call bullshit.
No, yeah.
They just get their scouts out. They'll pay you for the loot. They don't mind paying you for the loot. So they've got all their guys that go out and find all their loot on wipe day for them and bring it all back, and then bang.
That's what we got to do for the first few weeks.
This is what I'm saying.
It's just,
if
killing a dupe is going to be so much more rewarded. Fuck yeah. You'd be like, yes, if I got the gold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, you catch that fucker.
You're running the coast, and you can't find shotguns on the coast no more. You're not finding them at all. The best you're finding is small arm pistols. You're going to be so outgunned by the dupers that they just got to fucking run freshy towns if they really want to.
Yeah, but that
I think that's only a problem for you.
No. I think it's more.
Yeah, it is.
No. What it will do, it will stop the war where one gear guy comes in and then freshies continuously loop through until he's dead. That's what that's going to stop. You're going to see that gear guy and go, fuck, I hear gunshots, and you're going to run the other way. Rather than, what? Gear guy on the coast, let's go bash him with a baseball bat or a sledgy.
Let's go find like 30 pipes in their locations, and then just keep coming back.
Yeah.
I swear, just walk into a medical, you'll find like 30 of them there at the moment.
They're going into cybernetics. What do you expect? Early days.
Some cyberpunk and DayZ.
That's it. Yeah. With it is an improvised leg, just a pipe.
Oh, I was talking about that. Could you imagine the brutality of like dismemberment in this game? Like you lose a leg and you have to replace it. You walk with a limp permanently.
I want that. I want that so bad.
I was talking about that. Like when I asked the question regarding like mechanics, when I was mentioning extra gore, I forgot the part of like how much fun it would be to take a fucker's leg off and find somebody who's been up at Tizzy for like the past 30 days, who's got like he's missing a leg, an arm, like he uses an SMG, like he's just brutalized but still kicking because he doesn't want to lose his stuff.
Yeah, 100%. That'd be fuck off. Hi, Loot Reducer here. HXC Adventures, welcome. Stuff like boxed ammo and press vests and definitely not plate carriers should be nowhere near the coast. No, 100%. Not boxed ammo. I don't even think boxed ammo should be left around. I think it should be boxed ammo in the actual game style should be for, your heli crashes, your convoys and things like that. Especially anything, stab vests in tier 1. No, 100% agree with that.
I think there was another mention from the devs themselves about reducing plate carrier zombie spawns at like Northwest and Tizzy and making them much more common in heli crashes.
Yeah.
And dynamic events.
Which is good. I didn't like the...
You're gonna feel naked for
good.
a lot of your run.
I don't use the plate carrier. It's too fucking heavy.
I use plates just because I prefer to take a 7.62 and go, ow!
That's
and
it.
not just dead.
No, I just go,
Yeah. Like, I'm on the ground crying, but I'm alive, so it's worth it.
Yeah, I believe adding plates to sets is not a great idea. We have it in the gas or the bunkers. Yeah, I do think the map loot is. I think there's too much loot for what's on the map, and they need to drop down assault vest with a butt pack, 40 on your chest, 100% rabbit. That's my new go-to. The assault vest with the butt pack. 40 on your chest.
I used to run that field vest religiously, man. It was like last year that I decided plates were my go-to.
Just for that extra protection.
Yeah, I was so tired of getting one-tapped up at Tizzy. I was so
yeah, well, as somebody that can't shoot for shit, I need that protection.
I took his tire out.
Yeah, see, I just go on a thing. That's why I'm consistently running, moving, and getting lost. If you keep moving, the bullets are harder to hit. So it's all in the theory.
See, I shared that mentality, and now I don't.
Now he's like, I want to be a tank. Yeah, 3 maps, 1 life. I'll arm myself up, full helmet, plate carrier, the whole lot, because, spending over 3 maps, you require that 1 hit. It's, having to go back, but being killed that way, I have to gear myself up.
I had a VS-98, an AKM with 2 drum mags, a plate, and attack helm when I made it to Sakal.
Fuck.
It was... Oh. Granted, I killed like 7 dupers between the other 2 maps,
Just
but you know.
fest.
Oh, dude, I don't know what server I was on, but shooting 3 dupers out of cars was so much fun.
Yeah, see, that's gold. That's what DayZ is all about. If only you could have the people with the consistency to get up to duper level and run around like dupers, you know, that's what you really want. Right, we're going to move on to a little leak that happened during experimental. PC players switched onto their map and saw this little beauty. Oops, we fucked up. So when the map came, the Chernarus map popped up, and then the Badlands map was in the background.
Yeah, that's a big fuck up. That one is.
So it was yeah, it's fucking huge, isn't it?
That's my first notice is just holy shit.
Yeah,
that is massive.
Fucking huge.
Is it still only going to be 60 players? Is there going to be a player count change for a map of that size? I feel like
I couldn't imagine them. I couldn't imagine them making it anymore because servers won't handle it.
No, that's right.
Yeah, but
I bet it was intentional.
Finding players.
Why else would it be there? Yeah, I reckon, Mr. And especially being blurred and the way it is. I mean, they had fixed it up and changed it up, but yeah, I do think it was a little intentional, a little teaser, a way to get a teaser out without getting a teaser out. I don't understand how they could interlace it like that. So, looks cool. Loving this. Big water area at the start. From what Wobo was saying, there is a borderline that runs somewhere around this side. They think you're going to start in the west and push across to the east. Push across to this side here. These water areas. They believe that this highway will be along here. So a long ass highway with checkpoints and shit like that. That's going to be cool. A massive airport here with helicopters ready to go for you to fly. No, that's not happening.
Wow.
But waterways obviously look like they're only on the east coast. I would assume that these waterways would only be sitting here and not drifting in. So you'd be coming in from the west, attacking the towns and villages until you get out to the east. Coming from the west and heading east, and then coming out to this water supply out here where it'd be a little bit easier to survive. Yeah, I think it was intentional, ready to go. Wobo's videos, he fixed all the lines up on it. If it was an accident, it would have been a clear map. PNG, not distorted. Yeah, but, you know, I do think, Mr. Teabag, that they do things like this because it was easy enough to fix up. You know, if it was completely fucked...
I would argue on the side with Teabag too, because I know how fucking dumbass devs can be sometimes. So.
But yeah, so whether that's to scale, I don't think so. I don't think it's to scale on what it should be. I think this needs to come down to about here. And then it'll be the right scale.
Because if you look at the way Wobo breaks it down and what they've already told us, the map size, it does make sense that that's the size of it.
Yeah, fair enough. That's fucking...
Yeah, because remember, it is 50% bigger than Chernarus. tuna roofs.
Yeah, but that's more than 50%. I reckon that's more than 50%. But, you know, good little dice into it. You know, waters, there's a track. Some of these purple lines that you can see in here are dev marks for where they put stuff in and place stuff. So they learnt that off the Sakau ones. So, fuck, it's going to be an adventure, but it is going to be an adventure.
I just wish I'd hurry up and give us some more leaks about it or something. That's my ball.
I don't know. I'm almost okay with less information. You're hyping me up for something that's what? How far away?
Yeah, January, February,
it hurts my
March.
feelings. Yeah,
Still got 6 months.
it hurts my feelings.
It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
Half a year.
thinking about
Half a year.
after New Year and you got to wait all the way around to Christmas again.
Oh. Oh.
I don't wanna.
But
I'd
wanna
rather know
wait. I wanna
less.
now.
I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I'd rather know less.
quite cool, but very cool. You know, things like that sort of give you a little bit more hope. A little bit of understanding of their direction. So I think it was all good. But that's all my show and tell for the update. Diving into big shout out to Mr. Wobo. Pinch some of his stuff from his videos. You can always get out and see Mr. Wobo. He's a wealth of information. I'm going to try and get him on the show, actually. Sit down, Mr. Wobo.
Oh,
Yes, please.
don't all fanboy.
Yeah,
all
big
fanboy.
time.
Ed.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who I want more. Do I want Wobo or the divs? I'm pushing more to Wobo because at least they'll get some extra
I'd take
information.
Wobo because he'd fucking talk to us. Yeah.
What? Mr. Tito, I think what Windstrider has done to Sakau, what gems they have had him make for the new map will be cool. Well, they did say that they did upgrade the Sakau bunker. The 2-door, 1 room into 4 lock rooms is now expanded into more rooms. You know, they decorated a little bit better, 3 entries into the actual bunker itself, which means for anyone who knows Sakau bunker, there's where the bunker is, there is a second bunker a little bit further up. So obviously they've connected that up. Yeah, Wobo should be part of the devs. Or Wobo over devs. Yeah, 100%. So we're going to try and dive into that.
Fucking legend.
Does anyone have any biz they want to share before we throw an end to the show? It's only a short little show.
Just one.
Yeah, go.
One final little rant is, and I know you hear about the show, Marks. Can, for fuck's sakes, you at least go through runs on the Xbox before you put out videos stating shit? Because it just seems like you only care about the fucking master race, all right?
No, have a beer and shut up. No, 100%.
Calm down.
No. We see this consistently as console runners that it's built for the PC world and then it comes on the Xbox and fucking breaks. So, a Resident Thug is allowed to unleash. So,
I completely agree.
The devs don't want to come on the show because it'd be fucking 2 hours of Q just tearing them to fucking shreds.
No, it was not just Q. I get a feeling if they were to come on here, even you would just like finally find something that breaks you, and we would all just like up their ass. Like, so what's with this? Why is Xbox so fucking forgot about?
You know what would happen? I'd be like, oh shit. I'll just
just log off.
Yeah, I'll see you guys later, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, sorry, something came up. Our servers are crashing. That's what's gonna happen. Servers are crashing.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it's it. All of a sudden the network just gets fucking pulled. Yeah, so we'll continue to ask. We had our resident spy, Mr. HXC, Adventures go into head office. We know they've got a Xbox set up that they can play at any time as he was offered. So there's no reason why they can't sit on there and join us here at the podcast to have a chat. But yeah, we're going to try and get Mr. Wobo and the devs on. Hopefully by the end of the year, we'll just keep pestering. But yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the new items. It's good to see Windstrider being involved and really putting his talents to work. Makes me very excited for the future of DayZ. Looking forward to like 1.4, 1.5. You can only imagine, 5, 6, 7 maps deep, a lot of items in, vehicles, a full-fledged open horror survival game that really pushes the boundaries of adventure and survival. That's what I'd be looking forward to in those dates. That's what DayZ is all about. So, yeah, 100% looking forward to it. But get on the experimental, have a run. If you want to, we are going to go for a run after the show. If you want to jump on with us and come for a cruise, you're more than welcome to. We'll spawn in and see what we can find. Apparently nothing, but look in all the barns from Mr. Q's. Word of mouth. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us for the show. We're going to lock it in. Q versus Undead for the showdown. But you can only use 357.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. I knew that'd get him spiced up. He saw you. You nearly fell off too.
Get out of there.
Your aim still sucks.
Yeah, fuck you.
But if you see anything in the world of DayZ you'd like us to bring up, if you're an owner, coder, server owner, and you'd like to dive into the show, get in contact with me on Discord. That's the way to get. And we can organise to get you on board, find out what you're about. No one's too small or too big to be on the podcast. We're about bringing the entire community across, and of course, trying to get everybody linked in. So, absolute legends, you guys, for coming out each week for the show. These lads are going to dive into it now. It's 357 old school. Mr. Undead on the right, Mr. Q on the left. We're just waiting for Mr. Q to line up. So it's 357. Either, I think there's the repeater carbine or there's only the revolver. Oh, all right. We are ready to go. Mr. Q, you ready?
Yeah.
Mr. Undead, are you ready?
Absolutely.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Let's get it on. These two are absolute legends, professionals at the pit. So everywhere in the gap, you'll fall. Oh.
Oh.
Tell you what, that repeater carbine sounds chunky now. Strategies going on. If you come and visit on the podcast, you too could be pitted against the co-hosts or other guests. Strategy going on.
Hey, still hit me!
I was trying to hit the top of your head.
Oh, watch your steps. Watch your steps!
Oh shit!
Did he?
Yep, you win by default. 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 Yep.
Q, buddy, I will buy you a new controller.
No. We just made Ed fill in the stage a bit more. Well,
He's just splattered down there.
that's it. Gonna come after him in a second. Although you're gonna probably end it with a bullet. All right, Mr. Undead.
Yeah.
We'll catch up. We appreciate you coming on the show. God damn it, that's twice the fall damage again. It's terrible.
Twice the fall damage. I wish he'd just let me kill him.
That's it. It's as easy as that.